Hi guys, I'm here with a card tutorial and a little bit of Copic coloring. Today I'm doing a Hoppy Halloween card and I'm using a lot of dies. I'm going to use these kind of slopey dies to make my mask. So first I'm cutting out a piece of Simon Says Stamp masking paper so that I get both of the sides of the slope. And then I'm using the Simon Says Stamp stitch rectangular die to make my background panel. And then I'm adding my little mask, one of the sides, onto my card because I'm going to do a lot of distress inks playing on this. So I'm going in with a whole bunch of different distress inks, and all of the distress inks used are in this description below or on my blog. And I'm just using my little tool there to add those to create a Halloweeny sky, which for me is very purple. I actually do like purple a lot. Then I'm adding the other little mask on top of that purple, and I probably would have let it to dry a little bit because the mask didn't really want to stick in the beginning there. And then I'm using some greens distress inks to make the ground, and I'm using the new Twisted Citron because I think the kind of glow that it gives up is just wonderful. And then I'm trying with some different colors, trying to figure out which greens I want to use. I actually use I think 5 greens, but I only really need to use 3. And then I'm just going back with the Twisted Citron on top to blend it out a little bit extra. Also, I'm going in with some hickory smoke on the edges to kind of frame it and give it a little bit of a darker feeling. I wanted to kind of line that hill, so I'm using my O2 marker to line it. I will actually reline that. I use the same mask to get this little tree to look that it's behind the hill. I thought I would add more than I did, but I ended up using 1 tree behind and 2 trees on top. And I'm using a little protective sheet there because I'm going to stamp on the side of that card base, and I didn't want to have my ink all over the place. I'm using the Lawn Fawn Licorice Black ink. Really like how deep and dark it is and how wonderful it stamps with the Lawn Fawn stamps. It actually stamps wonderful with any kind of acrylic stamps or polymer stamps or what they are. They're beautiful clear stamps. Then I'm filling in my tree, and I'm using the liners I have, so it's the Copic liners I'm using. I switch it up to use the small brush of those liners because it goes a little bit faster and it was fun to play with. I'm not that very used to playing with the brush markers, so I don't get the most perfect lines, but you have to practice to get used to it. And I think the only thing I've done so far with this brush liners is actually to edge things. So it was fun. It was fun to play around just making that line a little bit thicker so it fits the stamps a little bit better. Then I'm using the Hoppy line from this Easter stamp set. I'm actually combining an Easter stamp set with some Halloween stamp sets because I thought it was kind of funny. And I want to have a little bunny on there, so I'm gonna have that little jump line onto the green. I'm also using that little mini bat from the same stamp set as I got my trees, and I'm just adding those to give a little bit more of a Halloween feeling to the whole card. Trying to figure out where they fit the best, these little bats. And then I'm gonna make my own sentiment because I wanted it to say Hoppy Halloween and I didn't have a Hoppy, so I'm using this little alphabet stamp, and this specific alphabet stamp only have one of each of the bigger letters. I think it has 2 of A and 2 of O or something like that. So I had to stamp it in 2 so it could write Hoppy. And then I'm using the Halloween from the Booyah stamp set to finish it off. So it gets a Hoppy Halloween. And I'm doing this because there is a challenge over at Lawnscaping, which is Cute Halloween. I just had to play along. I'm going to do some masking to get that little witch hat onto that hopping bunny. So start by stamping them in Memento ink, because these I'm going to color in Copics. And then I'm adding my little yellow post-it mask that I created. And then on top of that, I'm stamping the bunny, which I think is just adorable. And I don't think I got around to play with this around Easter, even though I bought it around Easter. So yeah. And for the Copic coloring, it's simple and it's really quick. I'm just going through the colors for the hat, and then I'm going in with my grays to add dimension to the bunny. I'm actually making a grey bunny. This time I actually start with the W4. When you do smaller pieces, starting with the darkest really isn't a problem. But if you're starting to do bigger areas and not smaller areas, I would recommend laying down some kind of color, because otherwise you can get a little bit too stark of a delimiter. But I wanted to have a pretty light grey, so I started with the dark this time. And then I'm just cutting my little bunny out. For the card base, I'm gonna do it to 4 1/8 by 3 inches. So I'm cutting this to 4 1/8 by 6 inches. And then I am going to score it at 3. And yes, I have some post-it on my hand for some reason. It got stuck there and I never put it away. That is how things happen. I'm adding some 3M Scotch tape on the back side of my panel to add it to my card base, and then I'm adding some of that to my little bunny and putting that down. And that is the card for today. I hope you liked it. If you do, please thumbs it up. It means a lot to me. If you have any questions, just comment down below, and I'll see you later. Bye!